Hello and welcome to Dropkick Chronicles, episode 5. I'm your man EH3, and today we'll be talking about the greatest wrestling trends for right now in 2021 for wrestling, WWE, and AEW. Now, before I get to that, I want to make a special shout out to Big E for his WWE title win on Raw. Yeah. So pretty much he won the WWE championship, and I'm telling you right now, he is top champion right now. He beat Bobby Lashley to win the WWE title on Raw, and he cashed in right when Bobby Lashley was like he was down and out. You know, he was down and out, and he was trying to get his wits about him. He had just beat Randy Orton in a match for the WWE title. It was a WWE title match. But I'm glad that Big E came to Raw from SmackDown to win the title. And it was perfect timing, by the way. So congrats to him. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is the new NXT. I want to talk about NXT 2.0. 2.0. So, like, the new NXT, they have a new logo. It's all colorful. It look like a Disney Channel, Nickelodeon type of logo. And I'm telling you, like, I pretty much, I don't know. I don't really like that new logo, but it kind of tells a story that NXT is changing. Yeah, NXT is going to new heights. You know what I'm saying? They incorporating a more bigger, more buff built guys than they were, because past NXT like 2016 to 2019 and on, they had indie guys like Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish, people from Undisputed Era. They had independent wrestlers come into NXT. They signed them, and even signed international heat. So he signed some international wrestlers like Shinsuke Nakamura, Asuka, So yes, I feel like the new NXT, I don't know. I don't really want to give much insight on that, but I know NXT's history. NXT was great. It was third brand for WWE. It was part of WWE. This NXT has been part for years, like since like 2012, and that's when they first came out with like the NXT Championship. Because originally before that, NXT was a reality show. It was not even a part. It was a part of WWE, but it was more like they had like competitions. They had like competitions. You know what I'm saying? Like there is no, like, there's no wrestling. It was wrestling. They had like things like pros, and then they had like main roster superstars covered NXT, like the wrestlers that were on NXT at the time, like 2010 to 2012, and then it changed. It changed. Now this is when Triple H took over, and he was working alongside some other people. He was working in NXT to give a great program. That's when they came out with NXT Championship, NXT Women's Championship, and an NXT Tag Team Championship. They really didn't come out with the NXT North American title until like, I want to say 2018. Yes. Yeah. 2018. So I know NXT's past. It ain't bleak, but NXT was great. You know what I'm saying? It was great. Now it's like, I guess when they're changing it to boost up morale, like to boost up more better superstars. They even went to Las Vegas to sign some new faces onto NXT, which is cool. WWE has always been great at finding new faces, building new faces up. But it's the thing is, and Mick Foley talked about this on Twitter. The thing is, it's like, he was like, if I was a superstar starting out in WWE today, I wouldn't, or if I was just a superstar today, I wouldn't really trust WWE with my career, because I'm like, they don't build. It's like when they get to the main roster, they tear them down. They build them up in NXT, get to the main roster, and they tear them down. Like, there's no building blocks for a superstar to grow on the main roster. So he just said, he was like, man, look, I wouldn't really consider WWE. But he was like, I would go to AEW or any promotion that's going to build me up as a superstar the right way, So I was like, I kind of got a little in an agreement. I got in an agreement with Mick Foley, hardcore legend, WWE Hall of Famer. With all due respect to him. But he was right. He's right. They don't do anything but tear them down. That's it. So, I mean, I was a superstar. Me, yeah, I'd probably be going to AEW right now. AEWs, they are booming right now. They just came off a successful AEW All Out pay-per-view. Man, let me tell you, it was great. If you haven't watched it, go back and watch this on Fight TV. So, NXT has changed drastically. There is no more we are NXT. Yeah, we were NXT. I could say that. We were NXT. I literally went to the school that NXT used to be at. Like, they used to host NXT, when they were on WWE Network way back in like late 2018, early 2019, until they came to the USA Network in October 2019. And it was great, you know what I'm saying? I still went to the shows till COVID hit, and I couldn't go to the shows anymore. But yes, NXT 2.0. We're gonna see what the future holds for that brand. But next, I want to get into talking about the resurgence of high impact wrestling. Now, don't even get me wrong, I love it. I love high impact wrestling. It's great to see the greats perform at the highest level. But the word impact, it strikes a chord. It strikes a chord into my soul, because I'm like, wrestling, being a fan, being, invested in it, booing, cheering for the right people. You get kind of like caught up, get caught up in time. Watching wrestling, I lose track of time, especially when I'm not doing nothing that day. Like when on a Sunday, when in a setting where there's a TV, when a pay-per-view's on, I don't slack. I watch it because I'm invested in it, and there is no way in the world I'm gonna get up or change the channel or anything, even when SmackDown come on, because I really don't watch Raw. No, I've said this time and time again, I'm not a watcher of Monday Night Raw. So I'm like, it's bad. There's no substance. There's no life. There's no passion. But anyway, yes, high impact wrestling has reemerged. So I like what AEW does. They do a number one moment of the week. So what they do is they put videos out, they put content out to see the number one moment in AEW that week. They do this every week. So like I feel like to watch high profile matches, and it might be something where it might be like a stipulation, like a tables match or a Hell in a Cell or a steel cage, Iron Man, Last Man Standing, or one match I love so much is when they put something on a pole and you have to wrestle the person, can really damn near incapacitate them, and then go get whatever's on the pole hanging up above the top rope. You gotta grab it and you win the match. That's crazy. And then it's even I've even watched matches. I love them so much. It's called TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. They even have a pay-per-view for it every December. Around it's like after the Survivor Series. So high impact wrestling can be when someone has a 5-star match, or when they're diving off of like off the top rope or through the ropes, or when you do a springboard move, where you grab the ropes and you gotta jump up and then attack the other person while in midair, or like when you land on them. So like, yeah, high profile, high impact. It's real great. It's watchable. I like to see luchadors wrestle too. That's really cool. But man, for real, to watch wrestling and you have life, you have passion, it's great. I'm like, shoot, I enjoy it very much. I'm a true fan. I've been watching wrestling for a long time, and I've seen a lot. But as I move on to this is a great point. Excuse me, it's a great point. It's the attention of pop and hip hop stars. Now, let me first add this in there. Bad Bunny, he had a good run in WWE, even though it's like a short 3 months. He had a good run in WWE. I think it was like 3 or 4. Yeah, 4 months, from like January to April. He had a good run. He became 24/7 champ. He performed at the Royal Rumble. He got a song out called Booker T. And the video has Booker T standing like this. So yeah, like I feel like Bad Bunny's run in WWE was great. He brought like a whole new audience to wrestling. A lot of people know Bad Bunny all over the world. So like, to bring new fans in helps out the company, helps out WWE. And they had him perform. He was in his little get up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So he performed at the Royal Rumble. Now they had a feud, against him and Damian Priest. Damian Priest is a superstar. He's the current U.S. champ. If you don't know, he's Puerto Rican, but he was raised in New York. And you all know Bad Bunny's Puerto Rican as well. Shout out to the Puerto Ricans. So, yeah, before this song, and they had him do a feud with The Miz and John Morrison, and it led all the way to WrestleMania, but it started at Royal Rumble when The Miz kind of like disrespected Bad Bunny. He disrespected him. Man, he made him mad. Then Bad Bunny won the 24/7 championship. And man, that was cool. He took a picture. Everybody was like, "Oh man, you 24/7 champ." Everybody, wrestling has a great big atmosphere on Twitter. He was all over Twitter. Now I'm gonna see the importance sometimes of bringing like superstars into, wrestling. Superstars into, the program, the pay-per-view. Like sometimes pay-per-views. Sometimes regular Raws and SmackDowns and regular like shows like that. So here's the thing. The importance of that is sometimes a superstar at a special event like WrestleMania or any type of pay-per-view like AEW All Out, like the new AEW Tag Champs, they had the artists that sing their theme song. They had them perform at AEW All Out. This past Sunday. So I feel like when you have that, it helps out. The helps the pay per view. You know what I'm saying? That's another moment added to a program, and it helps the superstar get over as a heel or a baby face. I feel like Triple H has had Motorhead perform at WrestleMania 2 separate times. Snoop Dogg performed at WrestleMania during Sasha Banks' entrance, WrestleMania 32, and it's a lot. So pop and hip hop stars, like pop culture stars, they play a huge factor, in wrestling. That's just like Aretha Franklin, rest in peace. She performed at WrestleMania back in the mid '80s, and then she performed again at WrestleMania in 2007 in Detroit, Ford Field, at WrestleMania 23. So incorporating pop culture and musical stars, again, that's great. It helps superstars get over. It helps the pay per view or what have you be more exciting. Even Wiz Khalifa even performed. I was like, ooh. Takes me all the way back to when CM Punk was in WWE. It's 2013. He was wrestling the Undertaker that year at WrestleMania 29, and he had Living Color perform "Cult of Personality," which is his theme song still to this day. So yeah, I feel like with pop and hip hop stars performing or what have you coming into, like celebrities coming into WWE. Yep, that's great. That is real great. And I also want to move on now to the popularity of women's wrestling. Now, I'm going to take you back. Back in the day, women's wrestling was not, it was popular, but it wasn't seen as like as much as like the men. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't let women wrestle in Hell in a Cell, steel cage matches, or I should say last woman standing matches, Iron Woman matches. I actually had the first Iron Woman match in NXT. I think it was like Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the NXT Women's Championship. It was back in like 2015. Yeah, I want to say either 2014 or 2015. But the women, man, they be putting on a show. You ought to see it. Like they put on a show. I'm sitting there like, dang, they really doing it. They really doing it, man. There is no limit to how far the women can go. They even had in WWE. They even had, this is in 2018. They had an all women's pay per view called WWE Evolution. I don't know if we received word of WWE Evolution 2. I guess it's like a second all women's pay per view. They had an all women's pay per view. They had I think Ronda Rousey was the Raw Women's Champion at the time, and it was her versus Nikki Bella for the Raw Women's Championship. Of course, Ronda Rousey, being the megastar that she is, she's a crossover from the MMA, from UFC specifically. So to have her come into the WWE is great. Yep. That's like, dang, you coming over from UFC? Ooh, okay. Let's see you incorporate some of those MMA moves in wrestling, because mixed martial arts plays somewhat of a big part in wrestling, with the kicks and you got the super kick, you got jabs, you got punches, you got chops, all different type of moves. But the popularity of women's wrestling became very popular in like 2014. That's when they really was like invested. All right, let's let's give the women more TV time. Let's do that. Let's make stars out of them. instead of putting them on TV as, you know, going in bra and panties matches and stuff like that. They were really doing that when we were kids. They were, you know, like we was growing up watching wrestling. All I used to see, I seen some women's championship matches. I seen the women's championship match from like 2004. I seen that Raw. I was like, I had to been like 5 or 6 then. So that match really defined women's wrestling then. It was Lita versus Trish Stratus for the women's championship, WWE Women's Championship. And I feel like now, you know, women's wrestling has come full circle because it was just, you know, they didn't give them much chance, you know. They, like I said, like they weren't in main events. Women making history. I'm talking about, I seen the first women's Rumble, the first women's Hell in a Cell match, women's steel cage matches now. Wow. It's in WWE, folks. So, like, I feel like the women are getting way more chances than they have, you know, been getting. It's a women's wrestling, you know, evolution. You know, it's an evolution. You know, women, they're doing good. They tearing up the wrestling world right now. They tearing up the scene. You know, women's popularity all over the world, women's wrestling popularity is at an all-time high. I feel like now it all started when they was like, oh yeah, hashtag give divas a chance. I think it was on Twitter, like I want to say 7 years ago. That's when the evolution really started, and they brought in they brought in Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks, and Charlotte Flair in 2015. Kind of give like that new, you know what I'm saying? What I just said. They bring in new stars. They've always been good at doing that. WWE has always been good at bringing new stars into the main roster and building them. Now it's just like they just gotta keep that, and then look. If they lose a few big stars, look the secondary talent. That's what they used to always do. But aside from that, women have never main evented WrestleMania, but they did. It was 3 women that main evented WrestleMania. It was Charlotte Flair, Ronda Rousey, and Becky Lynch. They were in a triple threat match for both the Raw and SmackDown women's titles. It was a winner-take-all match, and Becky Lynch won that match. She was two belts. 2 belts Becky, if I'm saying it right. Yes, so I feel like women's wrestling has a great popularity, you know. I mean, look at it. Just look at the possibilities, man. Look at what heights they've already gone to. Look at what heights they've already gone to. They have, you know, main event at WrestleMania. They have, you know, been in Royal Rumble matches, Hell in a Cell, Steel Cage, Last Woman Standing, Iron Woman match. You know, they doing things that the men do. They doing things that the men do. And that's good because, like I said before, they've never gotten a chance to do it. Like, they never even really cared about women's wrestling until now. Like, now, all over the world, yeah, women's wrestling is at an all-time high. People all over the world love to see women wrestle instead of, you know, seeing a bra and panties match or a swimsuit contest. You know, that's what, you know, people have reiterated on for years. It's like, why do women, you know, get treated, or I'm not even going to say get treated, but just, you know, get booked to be in those type of contests? Like, why can't we have a 5-star women's wrestling match? You know what I'm saying? Women, now, don't get me wrong. WWE's had a women's champion since the beginning of their company's, days. So like, I feel like now is like all the women that worked hard. Like you got your Trish Stratuses and you got your Litas and you got your Victorias and you got your, Jacqueline. She's the first black women's champ in WWE. She's the first black woman to become women's champion in WWE. That's big. Now one lady, one women's wrestler in WWE that I hope they make SmackDown Women's Champ, it's got to be Naomi. Like she has it all. She has the charisma, she has the drive, the ambition, the in-ring work, microphone skills. Got it all. She got everything it takes, and not to brag, but she has the beauty as well. And it's sometimes not all about that, because I mean, if you're a great superstar and you're over, you deserve, and you work hard, you deserve a title match. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing segments on SmackDown where Sonya Deville is really not caring about Naomi right now. I was like, give her a chance. What's going on? Give her a chance. Why are you not booking her? But I feel like, they setting they planting the seeds for her to be healed, you know what I'm saying? They planting those seeds. And I feel like when they plant the seeds, that's really good, and they don't want to reveal too much all at one time. You want to put all your eggs in one basket. So yeah, NXT right now has a good women's roster. NXT has a great women's roster. I feel like if they give the women more TV time, and of course they have to give TV time for NXT championships, NXT North American and tag team championships, and its champions. But they have to give women in NXT more time as well. Even though NXT is like 2 hours, that's it. Yeah. So, with that being said, the women are doing great. They're firing on all cylinders. Shout out to Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, the Queen, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Natalya and Tamina Snuka, who's a current. Oh yes, and that's one title I did forget. The WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Now that's his story. Little backstory: the championship got introduced about 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. No. Yeah, 2 years ago. Early 2019, got defended at WrestleMania for the first time at WrestleMania 35 that year. The Iconics, Billie Kay, and why do I always forget the other one's name? The Iconics won the title at WrestleMania to become WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Now, lo and behold, they create. I predicted it 1 year. I was like, they might create a Women's Tag Team Championship. And I kid you not. Trust me, I can only adult you. I kid you not. They literally created a Women's Tag Team Championship. I was like, whoa, what? They created a Women's Tag Team Championship? That's big. And it's never been done before. I think if it has been done, it definitely hasn't been done in WWE. For sure. But I feel like that's good. They need to give the women's tag team division, if they're going to really have one, give it more thought, more creativity, more life, more passion, more ambition, more drive. Okay, when you give a championship TV time, you must, do it with life. I feel like I don't feel like WWE is really trying to kill its talent or really trying to kill its characters or anything. I don't even like using that word talking about wrestling anyway. I don't think it's trying to like, deface his characters or anything, but just got to give it more time. Got to give it more build. You know what I'm saying? It can be building blocks. WWE builds a superstar. That house is not going to be finished. Of course. That house is not going to be finished. You want a superstar to have a household name. Literally have a household name. And I'm telling you, there is no way in the world you can build a superstar and then be like, all right, abruptly, I'm just going to put a little honeymoon phase on them. That's it. Ooh, all right. I'm going to have a superstar. I'm going to build them up and just going to give up on them and shut them down. Here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. There is no limit to how a superstar can be built up as long as he or she is booked right. They have TV time. They cut great promos if they're being written for them. I feel like there is no use for promo school. CM Punk said this. He don't have to go to promo school. You can speak fine and well as a human being and as a wrestler. You can speak. There is no limit to that. To how you build a superstar. But all right, that's done. I feel like let's move on. Now, this is my favorite topic, cross-promotional partnerships. Now, I want to talk a little bit about what AEW is doing, and I'm very happy that AEW is incorporating other companies into the program. They're incorporating AAA, that's Lucha Libre Pro Wrestling, promotion. That's why it's called cross-promotional, because superstars from other promotions literally come on AEW. Now I'm like, I talked about this in episode 4 where I had my guest on the show and we were talking about how not NXT. We were talking about All Elite Wrestling's cross-promotional partnerships. So they have Impact. They have only company they really probably not worked with is WWE, which WWE is not going to make the move because WWE is not doing promotional partnerships, which that's really smart if you think about it, man. You got a whole bunch of superstars on another promotion on your program. Like, again, Christian, AEW talent, wins the Impact Wrestling World Heavyweight title. Cross promotional. If that ain't cross promotional, I don't know what is. That's big. That's smart. That makes it more juicy or more creative. It makes it more of a free, way to do it. You know what I'm saying? I could talk all day about how AEW has New Japan Pro Wrestling. They got Japanese wrestlers. Like, I'm talking about a million of them. Ooh, they got Japanese wrestlers coming on AEW programming, changing the complexion every single week. Or every single time they come on there and every single time they work with NJPW. And really, the thing about that is you can bounce ideas off of each other. You can bounce ideas like AEW. I don't even know if they're going to work with Ring of Honor. I don't know. They probably not. They're probably not working with Ring of Honor. But, AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling. And then you got AAA. And then you got Impact. They can all bounce ideas off of each other. That's great. I don't want to be like WWE where I'm not me. I've been a WWE fan for years. Trust me. I've been a WWE fan for a long time, but I just want it to be better. That's all. And you can hear the passion in my voice. I want it to be better. So when you have companies like that coming into fruition and coming into the partnership that they have, there's no telling what you can create. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, man, it gives me goosebumps thinking about it because I'm like, I would want, if I was running a wrestling promotion, I would want to work with other promotions as well to bring better product out. I don't have to be, the biggest one in the world. I can work with other ones that already have popularity. It makes me more, and like the way they did, I'm telling you, the way they partnered with all those companies, all the companies, they partnered with like what? Let me see, what, 3, 4 promotions? They partnered with all those promotions, and they're getting more popular and more popular and more popular and more popular every single week, if not every day. Because AEW is moving rapidly fast. And I'm telling you, they start getting into, stocks and bonds, and they start doing like WWE, become the conglomerate, but keeping the not doing sports entertainment and keeping the pro wrestling aspect of things. Ain't no telling where AEW gonna go. Man, shoot, I'm like, AEW's moving, man. And that's why everybody tune in to watch AEW. Who ain't gonna tune in and watch AEW? I know I am. But to be that much invested in wrestling and to know that you get to see superstars from All Elite Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AAA. Come on, man. And they might be working with some other people I didn't even name. But hey, they working. But the next thing I want to talk about within doing that is like, you not only want to bounce off ideas, but you have different superstars who can actually put in their input on segments, promos. Because remember, when AEW started, they started with Tony Khan. It was Tony Khan, the Young Bucks, and Cody Rhodes. Remember, Tony Khan is the son of the owner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. And AEW comes out of Jacksonville, Florida. So you got that. You got those guys. They have wrestling background. Cody Rhodes used to work for WWE, left WWE, went to Impact, then left Impact, started All Elite Wrestling along with the Young Bucks, who are indie wrestling superstars. So you have that. Remember, AEW is a company made for wrestlers by wrestlers. When you got that, you got wrestlers creating content like that, you got wrestlers creating storylines, no telling what you could do. Man, I'm telling you, like, ain't nobody got to tell me nothing. I know what I'm talking about. Like WWE, sports entertainment, and remember, sports entertainment, you just look at the key word. Like, it's even in WWE's name, World Wrestling Entertainment. Used to be with another letter. I'm not gonna say it, but yeah, when you have that trust, you have that trust, that bond, and you create greatness, right? There is no telling what you can do. And then like cross promotional partnerships as well. Come on, man, that's genius. Man, I wish WWE would work with TNA. I wish WWE would work with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I wish WWE would work with Ring of Honor or AAA or AEW. I wish they would work with them because the product is just so it's like it's gradual. You know what I'm saying? Like, the product is gradual. It's the same thing every week. There is no life, except only time SmackDown. SmackDown is cool. SmackDown's good. Don't get me wrong. The storylines and what's going on with SmackDown is good. It's doing better than Raw. Don't get me wrong. But man, the only time SmackDown is real cool and it's real grimy is when Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief, the Universal Heavyweight Champion, comes on the TV. That's the only time SmackDown is really grimy. Cause SmackDown is great. It does a whole lot better than Monday Night Raw. I can't even watch Raw. I can't even go out the room and get a sandwich. A simple meal, a simple sandwich without Raw being stale and just overall bad. Man, and storyline wise, I know it's bad because I'm sitting up here watching the highlights and I'm like, why did they do this? What? Come on, man. What's going on? I can tell you how bad Raw is, but I'm not gonna get into it. Man, look, all I gotta say is these things, man, these things that make AEW and everything else and these things incorporating, other promotions, these things make wrestling so great. I haven't seen something like this in a long time, man. I want to send a special shout out to Cody Rhodes. Welcome back to AEW, by the way. He was gone for a little while. I want to send a special shout out to the best tag team heels in the game, the Young Bucks. I also want to send a special shout out to MJF. He's the best heel superstar in the game right now. I'm telling you, like, he has 90s heel heat, 90s wrestling heel heat. He got it all. He got the insults. He got the digs. Oh my God, he got the narcissism, the self-centeredness. I don't even know if that's a word. He got it all. MJF will make you hate him profusely. But hey, to make a great heel, to make a great heel get over it and be historic, that's what you need. You need that. You need it. You need boo. You need all of that. You need the boos. You need FUs. I'm talking about they was chanting all type of ish. You know what I'm saying? They was chanting all type of. You should have watched AEW All Out. It was MJF versus Chris Jericho. And man, let me tell you, I talk a little bit about that in the beginning. And this is what really made fans hate him. Like, they was like, boo, F you. You know what I'm saying? Like, they was really cussing this man out. But, yeah, I feel like there is a line drawn, right? So, MJF comes out. Before he comes out, he hits Chris Jericho's old WWE theme, like Break the Walls Down. And hits like the countdown. Everybody was like, it was like, and then 10, 9. Hey, they thought it was his last match and they had to make it really a big spectacle. And that's what that high impact comes in at, like I said before, that high impact. You know what I'm saying? There is no limit to creation. WWE talking to you. There is no limit to creation. That was creative. Bring that man's old theme back. But then he did it. He swerved the crowd, kind of like he swerved them, and it was like, and they hit his music. They was like, oh, you thought it was Jericho. It was like, boo, F you MJF, you ain't nothing. Jericho gonna win this match. And bro, everybody's like passion, like that's passion. Anytime like you boo the heels. And you cheer the baby faces. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what is supposed to happen. You're supposed to boo and cheer who you're supposed to, like and hate. That man will make you hate him. And he gets paid to do it. Why not get paid to make somebody hate you and get paid a whole hell of a lot of money to do it? But anyway, man, that's crazy, man. AEW worked with Joshi Promotions in Japan for its 16-woman tournament. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. WWE. WWE. Come on, man. Why you ain't working with other promotions? See, here's the thing. WWE's always revolved around, oh yeah, it's just us and nobody else. They've always around they've always done that. Like, why do you do it? You know, there's other companies out here. That's just like back in the day. When you took over everybody else and made one, and I'm talking about taking superstars from other promotions. This is back in the 70s. They was taking superstars from other promotions, from north to south, east coast, west coast. They did that. That was number one, like old traditional rule in wrestling, where you don't poke, don't prod. You know what I'm saying? You don't take from other people, other promotions. But you know, all in all, Vince McMahon is a genius. He's a genius. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. WWE has always surrounded themselves with themselves. Mm-hmm. That's it. But then it comes like AEW. See, they was making jokes at the Hall of Fame in 2019. Oh yeah, Vince McMahon's gonna buy that pissant company. Oh yeah, he's gonna buy the company like he did WCW. I was like, well, the AEW is not WCW. When did AEW ever become WCW? WCW wasn't working with no like 4-5 promotions. What? No. You heard the story of the rise and fall of WCW World Championship Wrestling that used to be AWA, or what is it? NWA, National Wrestling Alliance. Mm-hmm. That's another promotion of today too. They still around. Anyway, here's the thing, right? You know, wrestling has had so many segues, so many things about it that, like, hey, it's very watchable. But I've never seen something like this in all the years I've been living. I'm 23. 23. All the years I've been living, I've never seen companies come together and form such great content, not even content, just such a great program. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they have, and they probably had an interconnected promotional show. They've had an interconnected promotional show. I know they have. It was AEW, and they very smart. They was like, okay, let's work with other companies, and you know, let's work with other companies to get them to wrestle on our show, and then some of our superstars can go on their show. Now that Daniel Bryan and Adam Cole, you know what I'm saying? CM Punk, if he's available to do it, they can go to Japan and wrestle in NJPW. Mm-hmm. If they want to wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom, they can do that. There's no limit. I told y'all, there is no limits to this. No limits. You do what you want. You can have creative say. In WWE, you can't, man, go to them with your ideas. They gonna shoot it down. They will shoot it down. Trust me. But AEW though, shoot, man. I had the popularity. I go to AEW just, man, I be the referee. I don't even got to wrestle. Or even not even do that. I work the tech area. They out here giving opportunities, man. $1 million opportunities. Yes. They giving $1 million opportunities, $1 million game, man. But it's the thing, bro. It's so great. You know, if I was a superstar, I'd want to have say. I want to have say in my character and in my career because it matters. You know what I'm saying? It matters. There ain't no, oh yeah, well, you can't do this because we're gonna, we're planning to do that, or you know, we're planning to have you lose the title, or I know you've held it for like 50 days. Like, well, dang, title reigns don't matter anymore. Nope. Wins and one more thing. Wins or losses don't matter in WWE. Title reigns don't matter in WWE. The only title reign that really mattered or matters is the current Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns, head of the table, Tribal Chief. I'm gonna keep saying that because I support him. I acknowledge him. Boom. But there is no, like I said. Oh my god, bro. Cross promotional partnerships is the greatest thing that happened to wrestling. One of the greatest things that happened to wrestling. You know, it says that this trend may not bring in casual fans, but it's an exciting time for hardcore viewers who salivated. I mean, they slobbed over it. They slobbed over dream matches featuring wrestlers from AEW, NJPW, and Impact. For the first time in ages, it feels like anything can happen. I told y'all, no limit. It will be fun to watch, and it will be even more intriguing to see how WWE reacts. I sure want to see it. I want to see it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I want to see it because I'm like, look, WWE, take notes. Please take notes. Please take notes. Please. I don't care if you gotta sit up there and don't copy. Don't plagiarize product. That's not cool. But even if you gotta sit up there and just do homework. Like, it's nothing to just be like, just get better at producing shows. That's all we ask for. Get better at building superstars. That's all we asking for. Listen to the main fans. I say this. Don't listen to every fan, because you listen to every fan, pretty much, yeah, it's going to get tiresome and stuff ain't going to stick. I feel like, I feel them on that part. You don't listen to everybody, but when you have a superstar that's getting over with everybody, push that man or woman. Push that superstar to superstardom. It's like y'all used to do when the Ruthless Aggression era arrived, and in 2002, Vince McMahon, he got on Raw, and he was like, all right, here's a brass ring. Reach up and grab it. Here's the opportunity. Put it in a chokehold. Put it in a chokehold. That's all you got to do. But now, that's back then when they used to look at secondary talent. When the Rock was off in Hollywood, when Stone Cold barely wrestled. You know what I'm saying? He stopped wrestling in 2003 after The Rock beat him in WrestleMania 19. You know what I'm saying? It was like superstars like John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista. They were coming up in the ranks, bro. They was coming up in the ranks. Dude, here's the thing when I tell y'all and they look into, secondary talent. Here's the thing. That's just like having a secondary quarterback to win the game. When the primary quarterback can't, or either he hurt or taking a break, or he can't really sustain too much, on his body. When you look at the secondary talent, look at the secondary superstars, the mid card to carry the company, then you look to you guys who you have. You look to what you have and look to what you can do with them. I'm tired of seeing people come on TV like Keith Lee or somebody who they ain't got nothing for. Why? Why is that? Why do you bring those superstars on TV and you don't have anything for them? There is no type of and I don't sometimes I'd be like, okay, all right, maybe they told them they gotta take a break, or maybe they tired or something. I don't like when they waste talent. But look, man, this cross promotional partnership that AEW is doing is so great. I'm gonna keep saying that. It is so great. here's the thing. Being a great wrestling fan that I am, I appreciate stuff like that. I appreciate it simply because I've been a fan for a long time, and I've never really seen cross-promotional partnerships live on TV or in the programs or in a pay-per-view or, something like of the sort. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, it is so great to see. But as I wrap up, this has been episode 5 of Dropkick Chronicles. And I'm going to see you next time. Make sure you go like, you comment, and you definitely subscribe to Dropkick Chronicles. Goodbye.